What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my YouTube channel. All right, today we're going to go over a subject that a lot of people run into. You love coins, you love bullion, you love gold, you love all that stuff, but you don't have any money. Or you have money, but you don't have extra money to go get that stuff. But first, let me show you the smallest numismatic item I have. I have not listed this. The gentleman who sold me all his really cool coin supplies, including that retro 1986-89 wooden PCGS box that some of you guys got upset about when I listed it for 500. I ended up selling that box for 250 to a collector through eBay. I don't know if he saw my channel or whatever, but I'm like, all right, I'll give you a deal on this, like super unique item if you show me one of your coins, like one of your coolest rattlers. And he did. Like, he sent me a photo through eBay, through messages, of a 1978 Rattler. Let me show it to you. Let me go to my screen. I thought it was the coolest coin I've ever seen. All right, guys, check this out. So I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'll give you a deal, but I just want to make sure it goes to, someone that can appreciate it. You're not just like flipping it for profit. He's like, absolutely not. He's like, I have a really bad Rattler addiction. So then he like sends me this, and I'm like, just send me your most recent coin, because again, I like to have like numismatic conversations sometimes through eBay messages, just to like kind of weed out the bums or the the fake Chinese or Indian like scam artist type guys. So right away he sends me a photo of this gorgeous and again, this is through my computer screen, so it doesn't look that hot, but here it is, a 1978, but it's an 8 tail feather. So if you guys know anything about the first year of the Morgan Silver dollar, dude, the 8 tail feather is a super rare VAM, plus a mint state 65, plus he got it cacked, plus it's a Rattler, like, and it's not a crappy looking coin. It's drop dead gorgeous frosty. Like, this thing has been stained in my brain for the past however many days. I think I sold it like Monday this week or over the weekend. And then check out the other side of this coin. Like, holy smokes. And again, this is through my computer screen, so it's kind of a crappy job of showing you how gorgeous this thing is. But I'm like, man, like, if anyone is going to appreciate that Rattler only holder PCGS guardhouse box from like the late 80s, it's going to be this guy. So super happy about selling that stuff. And again, guys, sometimes it's not all about profit. It's literally like sharing the hobby. So then that's what makes my channel different. I like to share the hobby with others, but everything you do see on my channel is for sale. So it's not like, haha, you can't have it, it's mine, like other channels. All right, let's get back to the light booth and show you my next project that I decided to dabble in. All right, sorry about that. So I was going off on a tangent, but I just thought this was hilarious. So I don't know why, and again, I don't know if you guys and gals have done this before, but I don't know why I bought these, and I've showed this on prior videos. It's like a huge, ginormous, I don't know, is this like a coaster? Like, is this something you like put your cigarettes on back in the day? Like, these are freaking cool. And they're not that expensive, but it's like weird. Like, I don't know when they stopped making these. Maybe it was mid 70s, late 80s. Like, look at this, man. If this was like actual real gold, like my hand would be like, whoa, I'd be breaking my wrist. But this is so cool. So I don't know if this is like wannabe money. Like, is this something that kids collected back in the day? Or did coin shops kind of sell these things back in the day? Can some of you older folks like tell me what's up with these? Or was this just like decorations? People love money, and this is just something like, and they're not all like the same manufacturer, like they're totally different, some are different metals, but then like they did stuff like this. Like, this is cool. Like, obviously this is made in 1977, but it's so tiny, but look at the details. Like, they actually look like real coins. Like not even like, these are better than the China fakes, right? Like, these actually look like someone took, what was that movie, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and like zapped these with an actual shrink ray. That's how, like, and look how, dude, this is small. Like, okay, this is a penny or a Lincoln cent. Like, this is one of my jacked up Lincoln cents that for some reason none of you guys want to buy, because like, I don't know why, but this is like gorgeous. It's got toning. It shows the date. I don't know why no one's bought this yet. And I think I dropped it to like 109, and like the most recent comp was like 128. And it was not as nice looking as this, and it wasn't toned. So I don't know why that hasn't sold. But look how small this is. It's like amazing, the detail on it. So I don't know. Like, what did you do? Like, did you put this on it? Like, was this for a keychain? I don't know. I might list that, but if it was a 76, I'd keep it because that's the year I was born. But 77, I was 1 year old. Anyways, what I was getting to is like, okay, if you like to buy these items, right? So I got a good deal on these Britannias, beautiful condition. If you like Silver Eagles, premiums are going down on those, of course, because like I bought some, so now the premiums have gone down. That's how it always works. Or if you like to buy, graded Morgan silver dollars like this, but you don't have the budget to do so, or it's like hard to do it. So like when you run across a deal, it's like hard to actually buy a coin. Well, my theory is if you live in America or Canada, wherever you live, everyone's got crap around their house, right? Everyone's got stuff. So I'm going to show you what I just started doing. And it's like, it's an adventure for me. So I've had albums and LP. So albums like 45s, 33s, even some old 78s. They've been sitting in my basement. And I already went through them like back in 2011, right? So 12 years ago, these things have been sitting in my basement. And they're majority of them are from my childhood, but they're my parents' old records. So quick background on my parents, they met in high school, Oak Park High School. So there's like even albums that my mom owned prior to meeting my dad. Like it has her last name, Meyer, and not, our current last name. So there's some old stuff in there. But anyways, I started looking at like, okay, what does it take to sell albums? Are they worth anything? Because I tell you what, I did look in 2011 and albums were not, as hot back then. So I'm like, let me just set these aside. They're really, really heavy and I don't feel like listing all these. Plus at the time, I wasn't confident in selling items that I wasn't really familiar with. And you have to kind of know what you're doing, right? Like you have to be able to like store them correctly, ship them a proper way. You have to buy certain shipping boxes, outer sleeves, inner sleeves. Like there's a certain way to do it, but then is that like overkill if your album's like only worth $5? Does it really make sense to spend like $2 on material just to pack it to send it to someone? I don't know. Like, so what I started doing is I listed these 10 45s or these smaller albums, and you're going to like these guys. So what I'm getting at though is like, okay, if you run out of money to buy stuff, you always can look at other crap in your house. So here I have literally like over 100 albums. Let's say average price is whatever. I don't think I'd make $10 profit on each one. But let's say at the end of the day, there's like, after eBay fees and shipping supplies and everything, I think I have at least a tube of Silver Eagles worth of stuff. Meaning I can sell these albums and get 20 ounce like actual tube, something like this of American Silver Eagles for all my work. But then it's like, how much work is that, right? If each album takes me 5 minutes to process, ship from start to finish, and let's say you're making $700 profit, but you have 100 albums to process, that's 8 hours. Okay, so let's say I do 9 hours worth of work after research, listing, everything. 9 hours of work to make $700. That's $77.78 per hour. Pure profit. And again, that's because I have this stuff for free, right? So think about how like a reseller does it. They go out and actually buy this crap, or they go to garage sales, they drive around. They're spending a lot more hours sourcing it. I've got 100 albums sitting here. Now, none of them are like awesome, amazing, although there is like an original Jimi Hendrix album. It's totally missing the cover, but I looked at that. I'm like, man, that's cool. Like, my dad or my mom like literally bought that album right when it came out, and now like obviously everyone knows who Jimi Hendrix is. But I just thought it was entertaining that they bought his very first mono album right when it came out, before he was even popular. You know. So, anyways, let me show you some of the stuff that I've listed. And again, these are 45, so I'm confident in listing these because they're smaller, and I don't need to purchase any additional special photo or album boxes. I don't have to purchase outer sleeves, inner sleeves. This stuff here can easily ship inside my comic book boxes to make a safe trip to the end user without them getting too upset. None of these are brand new, but I did watch some videos on YouTube on how to properly ship the larger albums, and I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm going to do it. So anyways, I started listing these. I try and knock out 10 listings a day, so I'm going to show you these. This is an album. It's from Burger King from 1988, and it's got our 80s character Alf. So hilarious. This is not worth much money. I just like the graphics on it, and this bad boy is going to be $5. Here's another one. This one actually has a little better graphics on it. Again, I don't know, like whoever like drew this back in the day, so cool. So I'm asking $10 for this. Super, super nice condition. You used to have like a little coupon on the bottom to, I guess you could order the actual Alf dolls. Again, Alf was huge in 1988. So Burger King, kudos to you for doing that. This is a Superman album. This scared the crap out of me when I was little. So this came out in 1975. I don't know if my grandfather bought this for me. He probably thought it was cool, but I just remember like seeing these green guys when I was like 4 or 5 years old and listening to the actual record on my Fisher-Price record player. Yep, that was my official record player. It was all built into one. And this scared the crap out of me. So this didn't get a lot of play, but it does have really cool graphics, and it is from 1975. This right here is absolutely awesome. If you guys aren't familiar here in the Chicagoland area, I don't know if Showbiz Pizza was nationwide, but you know, kind of like Chuck E. Cheese is now, which that's kind of like dying out, unfortunately. But these were the characters, the animatronic characters that were humongous, and they would like sing "Happy Birthday" and all these like really cool songs. But they were like giant robotic puppets. And every time you'd go there, like one of the stages would be broken because they'd always be like fixing these things. But when you're 5 years old, these things scare the crap out of you, but you remember them. And everybody had their birthday party at Showbiz Pizza here in the Illinois suburbs where I grew up. So these guys were definitely big characters. This probably scared the crap out of me when I was 5 or 6. The song was kind of whatever, but the actual like old school graphics on it is super cool. This is in really, really nice condition too. So I'm actually asking $40 for this because I think it's the nicest one condition-wise listed on eBay. All right, next is definitely something from my childhood, 9 going on 10 years old. This was the biggest thing around here in the Chicagoland area, the Super Bowl Shuffle. We've got Walter Payton. We've got The Fridge, William Perry. We've got Jim McMahon, the Funky QB. Richard Dent, Gary Fensick, Mike Singletary, like, you know, he's a head coach, or he was a head coach of San Francisco. I don't know where he's at now. We got Willie Galt, Dave Duerson, just amazing characters. Wilbur Marshall's in there too. So this is hilarious though. So like, I'm 10 years old, right? Very influential. Like this was huge. Like everybody was going nuts for the Bears, and it's kind of sad they haven't won since. And here's the reverse. So this is in kind of like rough condition, but still, I'm asking $12. I'm probably the cheapest on eBay. I just find it entertaining that it still has the original Jewel Osco $1.99 price tag on it. So Jewel Osco is one of the major grocery chains. It's been here forever. It's owned by Albertsons now, which I also think owns Kroger. But I think it's entertaining that it still has the price tag on it. So obviously, like the Bears won, and everyone ran out and grabbed this album. Little quick story on this album. They made this prior to going into the playoffs, so they already knew they were going to kill it and beat everybody. Because, like, what did they lose once? to the Miami Dolphins that year, and obviously they completely smoked the Patriots. It wasn't even a contest. So this is a little piece of my childhood. Again, it's been sitting in the bin for over 12 years. I have not played this record since I was a kid. I don't care about it anymore. I think it's cool and happy to share that with somebody else. All right, next is something totally off the wall, the Curly Shuffle. So I don't know if you guys remember this song. I did as a child. I liked it so much. I'm like, Mom, I need to go to the store. I need this record. I want to hear it over and over and over again. Because, back then they played on the radio like once to see if people liked it, and then you have to listen to a bunch of commercials. And if you were impatient, you couldn't really listen to the radio all day. So this was a funny story. I said, let's go to the mall. I want to get this album. I remember we going there and they're like, what do you want? Like, cause most people are going in like, they want Led Zeppelin or Kiss or whatever, Metallica. And I'm like a little kid. I'm like, I want the Curly Shuffle. And they're like, what is that? So they had to order it. It was a mall here in Stratford Square Mall called Calumet Records, I believe it was called back then. They had to order it. And then, when it came in a week later, we went back to pick it up, and I probably played the crap out of this on, again, my Fisher-Price thing. So this does not have a lot of value, but it is Three Stooges related. So, and I'm sure the Jump in the Saddle Band made millions of dollars on that crappy song. Here's something that was probably not mine. That was just put in the records, but it's a 45. So it's the Pointer Sisters' Fire. And then their other song is a Bruce Springsteen song, but it's not their other song, He's Too Shy. And that's kind of disappointing because My Name is Shy. So obviously I remember that song, but this 45's, whatever. It's not much. I think I'm asking like $8 for it. And we got some Rod Stewart action. Do you think I'm sexy? No, I don't. Rod Stewart's like 4'11". He obviously is a famous Hall of Fame, artist, but here is an old record, like a single. And I thought that was cool. Just very cool 80s or 70s graphics on this stuff. And, you can tell it's old too, like when it doesn't have the UPC on it, or in this case, I can't show you. It has a 99-cent Venture tag on it, which is completely hilarious. So anyways, something like that, I think it's like $5 to $10. And then here we got some kid stuff, or I guess it looks like kid stuff. Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Again, this is an album. Peter Pan is one of the makers of these back in the 70s and 60s. All this stuff's made in the USA. Beautiful graphics. I think something like this. I don't know, $5-10. And then I got a bunch of these to list. I actually did watch a lot of these, or not watch a lot of these. As a child, you would put the record in. So Disney was smart. You'd put the record. So this is what Disney did. They come out with this cartoon, which everybody loved. You would go buy the VHS as soon as it was released, which sometimes they took like many, many years to release the VHS. And those are worth some money as well. But before the VHS came out and before that became a popular format, they would release these books. But what was cool is that they actually used scenes from the actual cartoon movie. So they're kind of just reproducing it, but they're putting it in print on, a 24-page story. They'd give you this album here. And then this rooster guy who is the same voice in the movie, he would read along. So he would tell the story and you would read along. And it literally was like a summary or like a, what the heck is that? Not QuickBooks, but I forgot the name, like when you consolidate a book and you could, as a child, listen to it. And yes, that was the type of record player I had, but mine was Fisher-Price. Mine was all plastic. And then so you would listen, and it would help you read and kind of really follow the story. It's amazing that I didn't write in this. So I was an only child at the time, and I was always told, like, don't write in books. Don't even put your name or any of that stuff. Keep stuff nice. So whereas most kids would, open these up, draw on the characters or whatever. So I got a lot of these. This one's, I think, worth about $10, but I've got some other ones here that I have not listed. So real quick, here's Fox and the Hound, Winnie the Pooh. Very interesting graphics. A lot of pink going on there. Everyone's favorite, the Seven Dwarves and their diamond mine. This is like random. This is probably like from Scholastic Records. Got some Bambi action. Everyone remember the skunk's name? His name is Flower. Remember the bunny's name? Thumper. I only know that because I recently watched the movie with my grandson. We got some Jingle Bells. Everyone loves Rudolph. Mary Poppins, very, very big. And also big again in the 80s, like when they, what was that, Dick Van Dyke, and I forgot the lady who played, it was Audrey Hepburn? I don't know who played Mary Poppins. I apologize if I say the name, the actress is wrong. Pinocchio, famous story. 101 Dalmatians. I wasn't into this movie much. I don't know why. It kind of like scared me. Like Cruella de Vil and puppies, and she was just mean. I wasn't into that as a kid. Some people love that one. Everyone loves Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree. He's always down on some honey. He's got an addiction, guys, right? Like our addiction to coins. Winnie the Pooh has addiction to honey. And then these are like completely jacked up. These are scary, actually. The Smurf eating bird. Like, what is this? So I'm going to like show you this. Again, it's a story. You get this album. I guess this bird like became giant. They wrapped up the bird. They like plucked all its feathers. Like, these are like, look, they're shooting at it. Oh no, they shot a firework at it and exploded the bird. See, like complete violence. Like they don't make stuff like this anymore, right? So you think, oh, the Smurfs are so nice. They're super cute. And then the bird, they gave the bird some drink and then the bird became a normal bird. Were they even nice to the bird at the end? I guess its feathers grew back and it flew away. But again, like the violence back then and the, I don't know if it's really meant for kids, but here's another one. There's a Smurf in my soup. Like, dude, really? Like, we're cooking Smurfs now? Again, this stuff would not fly in today's, whatever. But here's, was it Gargamel? I forgot that really big giant's name. But they're like, yeah, we're going to make some soup. They turn the giant into whatever. Again, this really interesting stuff. And then I have like a bunch of like just random like stuff that's out of the things, and I don't know if any of these are worth money. I got to look those up, but maybe some of these will end up being donated. And then, dude, check this out. This is really weird. Like, this is an actual record. Like, what is this? I remember playing this. It actually does play, but there's a party planner, a witch story. I don't know. Just weird stuff that they did back in the 80s or late 70s. So anyways, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching my channel. Today's episode. Again, the theory is if you run out of dough, look around your house. And if you're not into reselling on eBay, that's fine. But maybe there's a way you can create money. Put it out in a garage sale. But just like look it up first. Don't just give it away for 50 cents or $1. If you have something of value, ask for it. My theory is I'm gonna go through all these albums. I have a ton of them. There's 100, like not these little ones, but there's 100 like big ones, like the full size LPs. I'm going to go through them. I'm going to create a list, write down what the recent comps sold for on eBay. And then I'm going to decide, do I want to go spend $200 on supplies, or am I just going to bring this to, Pete over there in Crystal Lake, who's really famous on YouTube for having a resale shop. He's probably got a good 45 minutes away from my house, but that might be the easiest thing. I'll just bring all the LPs and be like, here, Pete, you sell records here in your store. Maybe I'll get on his channel too. That'd be kind of cool. So anyways, guys, appreciate you guys watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.